and welcome to Keep Dancing. My name is Sarah, this is Jörn, my flatmate and best friend, and he's a very special guest on today's episode because he is a very special person, meaning he's got MS as well. So I thought it would be a cool idea to have him on the show and show you a tiny little bit what people mean when they say MS is the disease of 1,000 faces. Because his MS is quite different from my MS.
A little bit.
Just a smidge. So I thought we'd hear about his journey with MS, his symptoms, and how he deals with shit like that. So, let me interview you.
Oh my God. Jörn in English.
Yes. Here's the thing. Guys, he is a German speaker, native German speaker. But he's kind of, well, let's say not as confident as he should be when it comes to talking English. So be kind with him in the comments and just be aware. I'm saying he speaks really well, but, his opinion is always different than mine when it comes to his abilities. Now, for the interview, let's set up with...
Oh my God.
What were your first symptoms, or what made you think you've got MS? Were you diagnosed by a doctor first and got surprised, or did you have symptoms beforehand and kind of were like, that could be MS, let's go to a doctor? And there's your audience. You can, of course, look at me once in a while, but you should entertain them.
Hello, audience.
Oh, no, don't do it on purpose.
No, not on purpose.
I have to edit. I have to listen to that.
No, you don't have to edit. My name is Jörn. I'm the flatmate of...
Which I already said.
Yeah, but I want to start somewhere.
How about by answering my question?
You can't pick me up and throw me into the water, and doesn't matter. Your question was...
Exactly this moment defines our kind of friendship. We're bickering all day long, and then at the end it's like, what was the question? What did we talk about? Now, the question I asked was, what happened first? Did you have a specific kind of symptoms that made you have an inkling on, that could be MS? Or were you diagnosed by a doctor and got surprised with the diagnosis?
Okay, that's enough. I had symptoms first. Oh, excuse me. Symptoms first, double vision and vertigo, and weird tingling in my feet and a numbness. And during that time, I was locked, you could say locked, in my room, in my house, because of depression and
anxiety.
Agoraphobia.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Anxiety. Leaving the house, and as I said, the first symptoms were double vision, numb feet, and tingling and vertigo. So I didn't talk to my parents, I didn't talk to my siblings, and
Did you talk to a professional?
No.
Okay,
No.
so you didn't tell anybody?
No, I didn't tell anybody about about the symptoms, the first symptoms, and I didn't talk about my depression.
So you
So-
didn't pretty much talk at all.
No,
Okay.
there was no one. Maybe someone who could have expected it.
Go on.
My parents. I mean, they knew, but
They knew about
We-
the
we didn't-
depression, but not
yeah.
about the MS.
No, not
right?
about the
they
MS,
Couldn't.
no.
They couldn't see it.
no.
Okay.
I was quite capable of covering everything up. So, yeah,
As people with invisible disabilities are, they're quite able to appear normal
yeah.
when they are not.
It's a trait.
Yeah, it is. So, what year was that?
2008.
And how long was it before you got officially diagnosed?
7 years later.
So, what made you, or what triggered the process of diagnosis? Did you go to the doctors, or did somebody say, you're
Well-
walking funny, or you seem different, get it checked out, or
Oh,
got something in your eye?
yeah,
Are you okay?
yeah, eyelash.
Hmm.
Where shall I start?
At the beginning would be great.
The beginning would be the fight against the depression, because that was everything that started.
No,
the journey.
I asked what hit off the process of diagnosing you with MS. Did depression trigger that,
Well,
or
the MS was one reason I started fighting the depression. After my psychotherapy, I started school and met
your now ex-wife?
my now
We
ex-wife.
are not gonna name her by name.
No. And in 2015, my wife got pregnant, and
Ex-wife.
and my ex-wife. Sorry, she doesn't understand anyway. My ex-wife got pregnant, and I thought, hey, 2 children on the way, and they need a healthy, or at least a little bit healthy dad. So I wanted to know what was bothering me, and I've gone to my doctor, and he said, "Oh, no MS," because I told him it could be an MS, and he said, "No, that's low blood pressure, or your ears, your inner ear is damaged, or whatever." So he said, "Take this medicine to regulate your blood pressure," and he made an appointment at the ear doctor. So I went to the ear doctor, and she said, "Oh, there's nothing wrong with your ears. You should make an MRI." So he wrote a
Transfer.
transfer to
The radiology for you to get an MRI.
Yeah, I got the MRI, and he got the results, and he said, "You should talk to a neurologist." What I did. Very good doctor. So I made an appointment, came to the neurologist, and she said, "Yeah, it's most likely MS. I got a
Congratulations!
Woo! Victory!
Welcome to the club.
Yeah. And I asked, what are my superpowers now? And no superpowers.
Go on.
Well, here we are, and we needed the final proof of my misery. So I went to a hospital. Sorry. And got an
Spinal tap.
Spinal tap. A spinal tap, proteins.
Proteins in the
Liquor.
spinal fluid.
Liquor in German.
Yes. And, well, that confirmed it. Wonderful. So, how fast after the diagnosis did you get treatment, like basic therapy, basic treatment? Like right away? Did your doctor just say, these are the options for a medication, choose one, go for it?
Yeah, I had 5 options, and I chose the option that was less threatening, Copaxone,
Okay.
or the least threatening option.
I don't know how the others are threatening, but I guess if you consider that you might take this medication for an extended amount of time, you could say, okay, some medication is really hard on the kidneys or on the liver. You might have a little trouble there. So I could see your point saying it was the least invasive there to
Definitely.
go with Copaxone.
Definitely. And Copaxone had the advantage that you didn't have to make any tests of your white blood cells, and it's easy. So
Yeah, but not in the arm.
9 belly fat.
Belly or thighs. And it's not every day that you had to take it, right? It was like every second day?
Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
So 3 times a week. Okay, got that. This is not good for audio.
Okay, sorry. Sorry.
Oh, that's fine. So for how long did you take Copaxone? And I'm gonna skip ahead a tiny little bit and tell everybody that he had to switch up his basic treatment. So for how long did you take Copaxone, and when did you have to change it up and why?
From 2015, autumn 2015 to when did I switch?
December 2018. The 9th of December, to be exact. I wonder why I can remember that shit and can't remember some other things. It's so weird. So, yeah. So why did you have to change it?
Because I got another lesion.
So there was progression in... Was it your brain or your spine? Okay.
Brain.
So where exactly? Do you know? Do you remember?
Yeah.
Do you know?
But I don't know what it's in English, so...
I have to jump in?
Yeah.
So most of the lesions so far were on the sides, on the back, and at the brain stem. But the newest or the most recent MRI, before the one that he got today, it so happened to be visible that there is a lesion on his frontal lobe, which was new, and said, well, damn it, there's progression, so Copaxone is not good enough anymore. You need a little stronger kind of a med, and need a little help there.
Yeah. And I switched to Tecfidera, like,
Same thing that I'm
So-
taking.
yeah. And I had some side effects, and that was a really hard time.
It was tough.
Yeah, it was tough, hard, everything you could
Difficult,
imagine.
struggling, all the good words for it.
Yeah, I was sick every time, and yeah, my immune system was down.
Yeah, sure. So, side effects could be, and I had that covered in the last episode, talking about medication. So you can just go back to the previous episode and listen a little further and get more in-depth information. But just to very quickly remind you, side effects are flushes, so you get really burning and red hot skin for about 20 minutes. Did you have that very often?
Not very often. From
Did
time
it
to
bother
time.
you?
No.
No. All right. Then it is GI trouble, so you can sometimes not control your bowels. Did you have that trouble? So diarrhea or throwing up?
No.
I remember one occasion where you had trouble, but just one in like half a year. So I would say it was.
Okay.
Did it bother you?
No.
No? Okay. Another thing is that it lowers your white blood cell count. And that's a big one because that means you're prone to infection. And that, of course, the most severe side effect happened with you, right?
Yes, and rotavirus.
You got infections like left and right all winter.
Yeah.
And it took you really long time to get better. So what did your current neurologist, we call her Mrs. J, and she's a really, really cool lady.
Mrs. J is awesome.
Yes,
Okay.
she is. She is really a nice lady. And, well, she's a specialist for MS, so of course she's knowledgeable. But what did Mrs. J have to do with you and your Tecfidera treatment?
Was heißt absetzen? Absetzen.
I heard you, but it's not. That's not what she had to do. You just had to take
Pause.
a break. Exactly.
A break. I had to take a break from Tecfidera.
For how long now?
3 months.
Mm-hmm.
3 months. 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 And I'm doing well.
Yeah,
Right now.
you're doing
Yeah.
good. So if all goes well and the current MRI is nice and great, you can restart treatment.
I hope so.
Keeping fingers crossed.
so.
Now, since December 2018, did any new symptoms occur? Is anything different than before? Because before you had double vision, numb feet, or tingling feet, and vertigo.
The fatigue is stronger now. I had to fight some, maybe in the last 4 weeks. I don't know. I can't remember.
So fatigue started in 2018?
No. Fatigue started in 2015.
Okay.
2015.
Was it as bad then as
No,
it is now,
no,
or
no,
did it
it's
progress
worse.
as well? Okay.
It's worse.
Mm-hmm.
Once or twice every week. There are some days where I'm tired as
You can. This is explicit.
shit.
So you
Tired
can, this
as
is
shit.
for adults. This will be only visible to people in their feet if they're 16 or older.
Oh,
Yep. That's
nice.
It's an adult show about adult topics. I mean, kids, of course, or people are diagnosed with MS younger and younger. The youngest I know of was 8 years old when he got diagnosed, which is, what the fuck? But most people are adults who are dealing with MS, so I'm very happy to have this be an adult explicit show and be able to say fuck, shit, and other curse words. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, okay, fatigue. And any other symptoms that are new since, say, end of 2018 or maybe mid 2018?
Memory loss.
Especially short-term memory.
Short-term memory, yes.
Yeah. I see you struggling there a lot with short-term memory. Yeah. And
what did you say?
Exactly. I don't want to put you on the spot here, but sometimes it is I say something and like 5 seconds later he forgot.
Not on purpose.
I know. I know. That's, but this is how significant the impairment is with you. Do you realize that you forget things, or because
sure.
we had kind of a, let's say, test run or a warm-up session earlier today in a restaurant. We just talked about MS in English just for him to be comfortable on this,
be prepared
on this video here, and just get into the swing of things. So I asked him which of his symptoms did not bother him at all or didn't impair him, and which one bothered him the most. And you answered what?
The most?
No. I said first, I asked you which of your symptoms didn't bother you at all or didn't impair you at all. Which is, what did you say?
Good question.
What did you say?
My 50-50.
Well, what did you what do you think now? What's your opinion on what of your symptoms doesn't bother you at all?
Memory loss, short-term memory, impairment.
You said that wouldn't bother you. No, that wouldn't impair you.
Impair you.
Which one doesn't bother you? Or is it the same?
No, the
Do you remember what you said?
The vertigo?
The vertigo, right.
Vertigo.
That's what you said. And, huh?
He said.
That's what you said.
So, okay, sorry.
No worries. You have to listen if I'm speaking unclearly. Hold it. So then I asked you which of your symptoms does bother you the most or impair you the most?
My fatigue.
And you said that for both of bothering and impairment? Or did you add a second one?
Well, impairment, I would say my memory loss.
That's what's different, because in the restaurant at lunch today, so like a couple of hours ago, you said that only the fatigue really bothers you and impairs you. And then because I thought the memory loss or the memory trouble would impair you. Yeah. I knew that the fatigue bothers you because it is fucking horrible. Fatigue is a really, really mean bitch. But I thought memory loss would impair you a little more in your life because, I mean, I can understand your point. Like, in the moment, if you don't remember, so everything's good. You're having la-di-da-di-da a day. doing your things, but then when something occurs and you realize, fuck, I forgot to take care of that. Oh shit, I didn't do that. Oh no. And then you're trying to catch up or making things work. I think there is the impairment. Am I right? Or is
No, that's correct. But I have to add that I was distracted in the restaurant. Yay!
You just gotta love him.
The waitresses were
Stunning. So
really.
anyway, but still you didn't come up, or you didn't feel as if your memory loss would be as impairing. Anyway,
Okay.
it's just, you know. So the question now would be, since we're in present time now with your MS story, what does MS feel like for you currently on a daily basis? Do you have it in the back of your mind? Is it rather very present? Do you struggle a lot? Is it... It depends what kind of a day it is. What's MS life for you like?
It really depends on the day. So
Elaborate?
I will elaborate.
Oh, you're so kind.
I would say that I'm in the favorable position, in which I am not really impaired, taking part in a normal social life, and I can go out and I can walk, and I have enough energy to party the whole night. Yeah.
I'm not saying anything.
Yeah. Well, that is okay, and I feel the MS only after, I don't know, 5 hours of partying. And I'm a cheap date. That's where I feel that MS kicked in. I'm drunk as fuck.
After like 1 or 2 beers.
Ah,
And maybe a glass of wine.
yeah,
And maybe a tiny little martini, but
yeah.
you're a rather cheap date, which is totally fine. I mean,
No problem
that's
for
a
me.
mess.
I don't have to drink as much
Oh,
to
you
get.
got the same effect.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's
Oh my God!
yeah.
When I'm a teacher, and my students watch this video.
Then they're really good at finding something on the web.
Yeah.
Now,
Okay.
so
What's really impairing is the fatigue. I have days. I want to go to the university, and I get up in the morning, and I am fucked.
yeah, you could go to bed right away. So
Yeah.
it's like you're getting up, we're taking our morning pills, and then you say, I can go back to bed because that was exhausting and I'm fucking tired. So, how do you feel about you having an invisible disability? Is it
It is
a little more of a struggle to make other people understand that you are still a disabled person and that you cannot perform as much or as well as a normal person could, and they cannot see that you can't do it? I mean, with me it's way more obvious, but with you, does it bother you? Do you struggle with that, or do you simply just not care?
As I said, I wear my disease disease. It's a disease, right? No,
So I've heard.
I don't know. Disease, sickness.
It's a
No.
disease.
It's a disease.
It's a chronic
I wear
illness or chronic disease.
my disease like a shield.
Mm-hmm.
So it's easier. It's easier for me if people in my surroundings don't have to guess why is he tripping or why is he walking.
Maybe a little
weird,
funny.
little funny or whatever, and
Or why is he distracted or tired or can't remember fuck
Yeah.
sometimes.
and
So you just tell people right away?
right away, yeah.
So, but just people whom are...
I don't want their pity.
No.
So-
But I mean, just people whom you're not meeting once. So, for example, what I was getting at was
My favorite.
we were... Huh?
Oh, go on.
We were picking up your kids from their mother, and we were on the way back in a bus. We both have a handicapped,
Card.
so we have certain seats in buses where we could sit. Now, for me, again, with my walker or rollator or wheelchair, it's kind of obvious. People do not question if I'm disabled or not. With him, well, it's invisible. And we had the occasion that he was sitting across from his kids, and it was like a love seat, so not two seats next to each other, but like for one
Like a
heavier person or for two kids. But there was a grown adult next to him, a man of a slightly older year. So I'd say he was maybe 60 or 70-ish. And I told him, please sit down with your kids, make sure that they're okay, and I can stand for a while because I'm doing good. Just keep an eye on my walker. So the man said, well, the the guy could stand and you could sit, but in a way that was so disapproving, and I knew that his legs were hurting like shit because we had talked about it, because we tell each other how we're doing in whatever kind of a moment. So I was very rude in my tone and told him, no, you shut up. He's allowed to sit there because he is way more disabled than I am. You are. It's black on white. I got 50. Yeah, black on. Yeah, it's like pinkish orange. So I got 50%. He got 60. So he's more disabled than I am. So, but it is way less visible with you. And do you find that irritating, or do you struggle with that part of you always having to explain, I'm still disabled, I do have the right to sit here, this is an extra spot for me and my disabled friends?
It's difficult in situations where you have to use certain little helpers like an elevator or
accessible toilet. And I always think to myself, is it okay that I use the toilet? No, you just gotta pee in the corner. Sorry.
Yeah, or the elevator. And what are people thinking? Well, that guy, he can walk, he can jump, he can whatever, climb the stairs, and he uses the elevator. Do they think I'm lazy or whatever they could think? And if I were in a wheelchair
or just walking on a walker or in crutches or whatever,
and that would be okay.
You wouldn't have to explain yourself, maybe, or you wouldn't feel as self-conscious, maybe, or as judged, or
less judged.
Okay, so.
And people are helping you if you have
if you have
a wheelchair or
if it's obvious that you are disabled. However, not always. I have to say 99% of the time people are very, very helpful and very friendly, and I don't have any problem at all. But once in a while there's just the occasional black sheep, aka asshole, whom you have to educate about your disability. And so far it were only either teenagers or bus drivers with me whom I had to educate. The other part of the spectrum is that people are overly helpful, and by doing that they make it worse. So, for example, if I get a cab, the drivers are always very, very friendly and want to take my Porsche and put it into the trunk and help me to the door, but well, I cannot keep my balance without the walker. So they take it away and I'm like, hey, come on, guys, I need either a hand on the car or whatever. Just let me bring the Porsche to the trunk, and then I'm gonna have my hands on the side of the car, and then I can get into the car and I'm able to fasten my seatbelt on my own. Thank you very much.
She is.
And they're just making it a little bit harder by, well, either taking away the thing that I want to hold on to, say a car door, or they get into my personal space by kind of want to breathe for me, which is the other side of the spectrum that sometimes
taxi drivers are very kind.
Yes, most of them, you know...
I don't think there's no...
most of them ask. I really like it when people ask, how can I help you? Or do you need help? What do you want me to do? Instead of just assuming and, you know...
Yeah.
Do you feel like people assume with your kind of disabilities, or don't you, or do the most people ask you how and if they could help you, or do you feel like most people assume with you?
I don't think that normal people,
healthy people, let's call them healthy
people.
What's normal anyway? So healthy people?
Yeah. Healthy people maybe see my disabilities in some way, but they can't pinpoint what it is. Maybe they think, oh, he's walking a little bit weird. What could it be? Maybe an injury or whatever. But I have no one ever came to me and said, oh, can I help you? Because...
Also people who know that you have depression and MS, what about those people? Do they assume how to help you, or do they ask you how they could help you?
For example, we have a gamer buddy.
We've got a couple.
Yeah. May I say the name?
Sure.
Sebastian. Sebastian is very
he has a very, very, very high social intelligence. That's what I call it. So he's very understanding. And now you can jump in again.
Yeah, he's very understanding, and he was in my math course, and we had to do some tasks. And on days where I wasn't able to do the task,
you weren't even able to go to university that day.
He would jump in and said, "Yeah, I'll do that for you.
No problem. I'm gonna tell him that you're not okay, so that there's no problem with the professors. Blah blah blah." That's what I call social intelligence.
Yeah. And my family, they would.
Do they assume, or do they? Yeah, sure, they do.
They would ask.
They would ask, right?
Yeah.
What kind of help you need? They wouldn't assume, right?
Maybe Roswitha.
Yeah, but she's kind of new to the family, so she just has to get used to your kind of life. But your siblings and your dad and your grandmother and your auntie, I'd say they all would ask. At least this is how I perceive their characters to pin out. So, going away from, we covered the past, we covered current life. Let's move on to the future.
We will fly.
Yeah, sure, when we're high. Question would be, at the current stage you're in mentally and physically, do you ignore the future? Do you maybe... kind of imagine what any possible kind of future could be like? Are you afraid of the future? Are you just kind of the laissez-faire kind of guy? It's like, yeah, I can change anything anyway, so I'm going to deal with it when it happens. Or what is your excuse me? What is your thoughts process, and what do you feel like when it comes to the future in general?
The future in general, from the point of view with MS.
Your life.
My life. Okay, my life. I know what I want to accomplish in my life. And that's my aim, target. Goal. That's my goal. Vocabulary.
That's because you have the V here for vocabulary.
Oh,
that's a W.
W.
Anyway.
For words.
Excuse me.
And I live I have that goal in my life. I want to be a teacher, and I'm studying, and that's what I want to accomplish. And I think I'm capable of being a teacher. I have, like everyone else, even the most healthy person, from time to time, some doubts if it's really possible that I'm going to be a teacher. And in my case, it's maybe a little bit more
pronounced that you have these doubts.
Yeah.
So what kind of doubts do you have? So
wait. It's my turn.
Sure.
You can help me every time you want, but that's
what I just did.
I know. So.
But he doesn't want to be helped yet, because he's having a thought. Now, go on.
Yeah. And I try to live my life from day to day with the
Umbrella.
and the umbrella is my goal in life, and I try to live from day to day and see what's coming, and do I have a shitty day or do I have a bad day? That doesn't matter, or I don't get any thoughts that I can't accomplish what I've started. So I know it's a maybe overused phrase, but live your life to the fullest. So that's what I told you
so many times.
I
know.
I don't want to regret. Yeah, I don't want to regret what I've done.
Sure, but this is not what I was getting at when I asked, how's your outlook on the future? Of course you have your goal, but with the knowledge of you having a chronic illness that is not curable as of today and will progress in some way or other, do you find that intimidating? Does it even make you live life more in the current moment, or maybe appreciate life more because you are aware that it can go away like that? You can wake up tomorrow and not be able to walk anymore.
Thank you.
No, I mean like...
I know, but now I can't sleep tonight, and no, I.
So you have to be oblivious?
No, I just don't care.
You don't care. Okay,
no, I don't.
Care. That is what I was asking.
Yeah.
You.
And the answer took
20 minutes. And this is
life with MS.
So, which leads me to the next point. Us being MS buddies. What do you think, or what's your view on, is there any symptom, anything about our MS that doesn't work well with each other? So my MS and your MS. And is there something that works particularly well for us? So because we have very different kinds of symptoms. I mean, we have some overlap, but the symptoms or the impairments that bother us most are on the opposite side of the spectrum. Yeah. We couldn't be any more different. So tell me your thoughts on that.
If you're missing some words in German, I'm always there to jump in and give you the bestest words you can imagine. So that's like two pieces of a puzzle that fit perfectly together. So you have problems finding the right words, and I have problems finding the right words in English, so you could help me out. But
we use the word Dingsbums, and that's your German lesson of the day, which means that thing or thingamajig. We use that word a lot.
And I really like to help you out if you're missing some words.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. You're welcome, and so on. And what you hate about my disabilities is my brain.
I don't hate it. I hate it for you.
Okay, I'm forgetting things, and she's the one that wants to help me remember things, and I guess it's really exhausting for her, fighting against her own disabilities and stepping in for someone she know for now 1 year,
More than a year.
year and 3 months.
At the time of
Yeah.
recording.
Yeah, year and 3 months, and you're maybe sacrificing some of your energy to help me.
But that's true, but I was asking about your side of it.
My side
Not
of it.
not my side of it.
I'm a very empathic person.
Yes, you definitely are.
Yeah, and I really like to help others. So you are the perfect victim for me. Yeah,
Victim.
victim. She's a perfect victim.
Well, right back at you.
Because I see her disabilities and I really like to help her. So,
He's my legs and I'm his brain.
exactly. That's the best description.
Yeah. So, where do you think our MSs collide? Where is it not good? Or where do we struggle, or where do you struggle?
Okay, you're pretty easy to handle, all in all. But,
I fucking hope so.
yeah, but
Otherwise, why would you live with me?
yeah, that's the question I ask every day. Ask myself every day. Why am I doing this? And then,
You have an answer.
yeah,
That is?
because we are best friends,
For one,
for one.
there's more than us just being best friends. We're compatible.
Yeah, absolutely. Like pieces in a puzzle. Yeah.
Or two peas in a pod.
Yeah,
We can boil next to each other.
exactly. English is a weird language.
So,
Yeah. What was the question?
where do you think our MSs collide? Where is it not good? Where do you struggle with the symptoms both you and I have? Or isn't there anything where you say, nah, that's not that great?
PMS is no.
No, there's MS in there, but it doesn't have to do anything with MS.
So I can't find anything.
Well, let me give you one.
Okay.
You were saying PMS, which is a real thing, and I'm a very annoying bitch when I'm PMSing. However, I'm just as quickly annoyed and as impatient when I'm in pain. So when my word trouble.
What do you want to say?
Spasticity. No, that's wrong.
Spasmticity.
Nicht spasmticity. Spasticity. No. Fuck it, I'm using the word, not the correct word. When my spasms are really, really bad and I feel uncomfortable, I have a very short fuse. I'm absolutely impatient, and I do have trouble with then dealing your symptoms on top. And I'm talking about your mental side of the systems. I don't talk about your vertigo or your tingling fingers or whatever. But give it a name. I'm currently his assistant. So we both are each other's assistants in the sense of he does jobs for me that I can't do or have struggled doing. And I do the same for him. So we pretty much help each other out with the weaknesses of the other person, because by accident it is the strength of the other person.
I'm carrying the weight, the load, and you tell me where to go.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it sounds so controlling and so so much like putting you down, but I'm just telling you what to do next and you do it.
Like a good soldier.
Yeah, but it sounds bad, right? However, one of your struggles you told me is there's like 1,000 things that you have to think of in any given day. And you told me that you struggle with keeping focus. So I'm just helping him by his request to keep focus by saying, do this now, and after that, this is your task, and this is your task, and this is your task. And other way around, I'm telling you, I'm struggling with energy, I'm struggling with my balance, I'm struggling with public life. So, for example, he goes with me to every appointment outside the house when he has time. So if he's in university, of course, and I do have a doctor's appointment, I either gotta go by taxi, or I have to ask my mom if she by any chance has time to drive me, because currently I'm just not able to go out on my own, excuse me, with public transport. Because getting into the bus, yeah, depending, could work. Getting out of the bus, no. If you don't help me with the walker, pulling it out of the bus and just giving me a hand to step outside onto the sidewalk, I'd have to rely on other people around me. And I cannot make sure that there's somebody capable with me in the bus. I cannot say I go to a very early appointment with the doctors in the morning. I'm getting into the bus, and there's just one old lady, kind of fragile herself, with a walker too. I cannot ask her to help me get out the bus.
You could ask the bus driver.
You remember the one bus driver who didn't even let me go those 2 steps to the disabled person area and let me sit down before he started driving, and me falling almost all over the place. Yeah, right.
Yeah, but there are really nice.
There are, but I have to make sure that on my worst day, I am able to handle myself without getting injured. So that is where I struggle, and that is the point where I say, I need your help, because obviously I trust you. Obviously, you very well know where my struggles are, because we talk about it very, very openly. And you can help me out in a second. I remember when we were going out with Max, Anna, and Sebastian to the pub. And you told them, because when we're out and about in our group, everybody helps out. So I don't have to rely on him so much. He gets the night off, so to say. So everybody is comfortable with helping me down the stairs. Or one of them, like, for example, we go to the metro, so underground.
Elevator?
No. the metro. You know what it is. So there's sometimes there's escalators only. There's no elevator sometimes. Sometimes there's only stairs. So I found that so sweet that one person will take my Porsche and carry it down the stairs, or carry it up the stairs, and another person will take me by the hand and walk up the stairs or down the stairs with me in my pace. And they all learned how to walk with me on when I'm walking on their hand without any other mobility aids. And they learned it from him because he said, you know, don't be overbearing. Just watch me how I handle her and then ask her, because she's quite capable of talking. And I loved that moment when you educated everybody else around you how to deal with my impairments. I found that so sweet. So thank you. Yeah.
It's good end.
No, not yet.
Oh.
Because we have to have a little bit of a, well, funny thing coming in. So what is one of your coping mechanisms with MS?
Coping mechanisms.
How do you cope? Humor, correct.
Humor. Humor is the best thing.
So pretty early in our relationship. So we met in a MS special clinic about 1 year and 3 months ago at the point of recording this. And we used humor very, very early on to cope with shit.
From day one, right?
Day one, you were kind of quiet, but I'd say day 2, day 3, you were more comfortable around the chicks, and us both, we started using humor a lot and just goofing around. So what is your favorite thing that you and I do when it comes to humorous things? What is your favorite thing that we do revolving us coping with MS? Is there anything that you really, really like that we do?
The t-shirts. The t-shirts are awesome.
We've got a design for every anniversary that we know each other.
Okay, and we have so many phrases.
You can't really.
We could stop and have phrases for the next
decade,
20 years.
No, we've got a decade, a solid decade.
Okay.
Of MS shirts currently.
Yeah.
So you have to be friends with me for at least 10 years.
Oh my God! What did I do? Please help me.
He's mine.
He's
trapped. No. So,
I want to break free.
What did I tell you about copyright infringement?
Suck it!
I'm gonna bleep that.
Fucking copyright infringement.
Fucking MS brain, not remembering.
No.
So,
No.
So,
oh my God!
Don't go valley on me. So let's conclude this video by saying you've got a wonderful version of MS, as do I. We're dealing with it in our own ways, and we put a shitload of humor into it because we have to for coping.
Yeah.
Um,
And by shit, she means shit. Humor.
that too. 13 to 3.
Insider.
You want to know?
No.
Let me give you this.
Cliffhanger.
No. Let me give you this wonderful nugget of so sexy knowledge to you. And then we're gonna say goodbye and leave you on a... We dump you. No. So, as I've said in my first ever MS video, a funny little symptom and a struggle with MS is that you lose control of your bowels and your bladder. Maybe, probably, somehow. So 13 and 3 is the count of underwear, so underpants, that we had to throw away due to MS accidents. So 3, 13 in the time that we know that each other.
Lower is better.
Just in 1 year and 3 months. I have to buy so many pants. But now with the cannabis, it's actually better. So with that dump of information... What?
Dump of information.
I dumped information on that. Better than dumping something else. Well, with that shitload of information, we are going to leave you for today. We hope you enjoyed the video and found it interesting. And if you like, we would be very curious what you think about...
My English. Okay, thank you.
I love when he interrupts me. It's every fucking outro in every kind of video. He always interrupts. It's almost like a sport to him. I don't know why people do that, but
I'm excelling. I'm excelling in this area. Okay, finish, please.
So, no, I forgot my thought. I hate you. I love you, but I hate you. But I love you, but I hate you. Oh yeah. So we would be very interested in you telling us if you liked this episode, if you have questions regarding his MS journey so far, if you're curious about anything, just write it down in the comments below. And if you want him to be back on the next episode, because curious if you want this to be our MS show or if you want this to stay my MS show. Tell me, or tell us, because curious. So with that, we leave you. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you're notified whenever I release a new video. And we're gonna see you or I am gonna, depending on your comments. You will be seen in a month on this show. There might be a new video then in a month.
If there are no comments in the comment section, it's like voting. If you don't vote, you can't complain if
it's like,
the outcome is not in your...
It's like by omission, you know. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you say nothing, I will be here and annoy you with my... something.
He will find something to annoy me with. Of course, because he's very creative. Now, thank you very much for watching. Have a wonderful day and take good care.
Goodbye.
Bye.